Morocco and Algeria are once again embroiled in conflict. The long-standing dispute between these nations over Western Sahara has brought devastation to the region. Despite a brief respite from tensions, it proved to be short-lived. Presently, there is a heightened risk of armed conflict, and certain proxies are feeling the impact. What initially caused this conflict, and what recent events have reignited tensions in Western Sahara? The conflict in Western Sahara traces back to 1962, when Algeria gained independence, sparking tensions with Morocco. It began with a border dispute over a desert area given to Algeria by French colonial rulers, which Morocco aimed to reclaim after gaining independence. Morocco's 1963 attempt to seize the territory sparked a brief conflict known as the Sand War. After several weeks, fearing escalation involving outside powers, Ethiopia and Mali helped mediate negotiations leading to a ceasefire. However, tensions persisted, driven partly by ideological differences between Morocco's monarchy and Algeria's support for Third World movements, and largely by their geopolitical rivalry for dominance in the region. Since 1975, tensions between the two countries intensified when Spain relinquished control of Spanish Sahara, now known as Western Sahara. Morocco and Mauritania partitioned the territory, disregarding the Sahrawi people, the indigenous inhabitants of the region. In retaliation, the Sahrawi people established the Polisario Front in 1973, a political and military group striving to achieve independence from Moroccan rule. Algeria threw its support behind the Sahrawi people's quest for self-determination, backing the Polisario movement in their fight. In 1976, the Polisario Front proclaimed the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic (SADR) and launched a military campaign against Morocco and Mauritania. Algeria initially hesitated to support Polisario's stance prior to Spain's withdrawal from Western Sahara. There were indications that Algeria might have been willing to entertain Morocco's claim in exchange for resolving its own border dispute with Morocco. However, once Morocco took control of most of Western Sahara, Algeria shifted its stance, offering military assistance to Polisario and permitting its leaders to set up bases on Algerian soil. Tensions escalated to the point of clashes between Moroccan and Algerian forces in the territory in 1976. Algeria then became a key ally of the SADR, providing crucial support to the Polisario Front, effectively challenging Moroccan forces in Western Sahara. The conflict saw a period of stability in the mid-1980s when Morocco constructed a massive sand wall or berm dividing the territory and limiting Polisario's military operations. This allowed Morocco to consolidate control over economically valuable areas west of the berm, leading to a reduction in tensions between Algeria and Morocco. This shift in relations culminated in the restoration of diplomatic ties in 1988, which had been severed by Morocco in 1976. This diplomatic thaw laid the groundwork for the establishment of the Arab Maghreb Union (AMU) in 1989, uniting Algeria, Libya, Mauritania, Morocco, and Tunisia into a regional organization. In 1991, Morocco and Polisario reached a settlement plan for Western Sahara under UN auspices. The plan involved a UN-monitored ceasefire and a commitment to hold a referendum on the territory's status within 2 years. However, the planned referendum never occurred due to ongoing disagreements and obstacles. Despite the years-long ceasefire, this deadlock persisted, fueled by disputes over voting eligibility. Additionally, Algeria's military crackdown following the 1992 elections debacle, coupled with the president's assassination, further strained relations with Morocco. As the settlement plan for Western Sahara faltered, the United Nations sought new avenues for negotiation. Despite efforts from successive UN envoys, little progress was made. Morocco proposed an autonomy plan granting Western Sahara self-government under Moroccan sovereignty. However, the Polisario Front outrightly rejected it, asserting the Sahrawi people's right to self-determination, which includes the option for independence or integration with Morocco. In 2018 and 2019, talks were held in Geneva in a roundtable format, with Algeria and Mauritania participating as observers, following an Algerian concession. However, despite these efforts, the Geneva talks did not yield significant breakthroughs. The situation escalated with a resurgence of hostilities between Morocco and the Polisario Front in November 2020. A decisive moment came with President Donald Trump's decision in December 2020 to recognize Moroccan sovereignty over Western Sahara. This decision was made as part of a broader agreement in which Morocco normalized relations with Israel. However, rather than easing tensions, this recognition ended up exacerbating the situation even further. A month before Trump's announcement, the long-standing ceasefire between Morocco and the Polisario Front, in place since 1991, ended due to the disputes over the Gugurat buffer zone along the Morocco-Mauritania border. The Polisario front accused Morocco of deploying military forces into the zone, a move they viewed as hostile and in violation of the 1991 agreement. This prompted the Polisario to declare an end to the ceasefire and resume armed conflict. Since August 2021, Algeria and Morocco have cut diplomatic ties, with Algeria stopping gas shipments that once flowed through Morocco to Spain. The rising tensions between these neighboring nations, both armed with significant military capabilities, have sparked concerns locally and in Europe about the risk of open conflict. In November 2021, a convoy of Algerian truck drivers passing through the part of Western Sahara controlled by the Polisario Front was hit by an apparent bombing, resulting in the deaths of 3 individuals. Algeria accused Moroccan forces of carrying out the attack using advanced weaponry, suggesting it might have been a drone strike. Although Morocco denied any involvement, this incident heightened tensions in the standoff between both countries. In April 2022, another similar incident occurred, with Algeria alleging that the Moroccan Air Force attacked a civilian truck convoy near the Mauritanian border, resulting in the deaths of 3 more people. More recently, an incident inside Moroccan-controlled Western Sahara has underscored the potential for heightened military escalation. On May 20, 2023, reports emerged of an alleged bomb attack targeting a segment of a 100-kilometer conveyor belt used by Morocco to export phosphates from a mine deep within Western Sahara to the coast. Such an attack hints at the potential for a new, more dangerous phase in the conflict if diplomatic efforts fail to contain tensions. The military buildup in Morocco and Algeria is concerning, raising fears of a potentially devastating conflict. In 2022, these 2 nations accounted for 74% of all military spending in North Africa. Algeria boasts the largest defense budget in Africa, standing at $9.7 billion in 2020, with nearly 70% of its military equipment sourced from Russia. Meanwhile, Morocco's budget reached $4.8 billion in 2020, a 54% increase since 2011, and is set to rise to $5.5 billion in 2022. Morocco is also undergoing a significant military modernization, including a reported $500 million air defense deal with Israel. Additionally, Morocco and Israel signed a defense agreement in November 2021, committing to cooperation on information exchange, joint projects, and arms sales. Despite Morocco's assertiveness, it's grappling with challenges undermining its position. The conflict in Ukraine is hitting its economy hard, with sharp price hikes in grain and hydrocarbon imports. Moreover, severe drought and COVID-19's impact on tourism suggest Morocco's strength may be more fragile than it seems. As the ongoing conflict persists, is the international community making any efforts to intervene? While the European Union and its member states could help reduce tensions, they often hesitate to confront Moroccan demands, fearing they may be seen as endorsing maximalist policies and weakening their credibility with Algeria. However, on March 18, 2022, Spain shifted its stance to support Morocco's autonomy plan for Western Sahara, yielding to sustained pressure, including the influx of migrants into Spanish territory. Meanwhile, France has prioritized bolstering relations with Algeria in recent months, straining its historically strong bond with Morocco. As for the United States, despite its significant influence, it has shown reluctance to allocate substantial political resources to address the conflict, considering it a relatively low-priority concern. This reluctance to engage in proactive negotiations is needlessly prolonging tensions, thereby risking lives in the process. These ongoing tensions are already impeding regional integration and economic cooperation efforts in North Africa. With Morocco solidifying its control over the resource-rich Western Sahara, the unresolved conflict is straining relations with Algeria and obstructing complete regional integration. Meanwhile, the Sahrawi people, totaling up to 173,000 individuals in refugee camps and occupied territories, remain in dire need of humanitarian aid and are confronted with an uncertain future. Subscribe to our channel and embark on a journey into Africa's concealed narratives and untold stories. Delve into the continent's abundant history, unravel geopolitical complexities, and navigate its dynamic economy. It's not just about staying informed, it's a venture to challenge misconceptions and celebrate Africa. Join a community dedicated to understanding, engaging, and appreciating Africa. Hit subscribe, embrace the unknown, and become a part of reshaping perspectives.